Hey fam, let's talk about something wild that's been going around the internet again. People are once more bringing up the strange and very suspicious death of a woman named Cathy White. If you've never heard of her, don't worry, because this story is deep. And it has to do with some very famous names like Jay-Z, Claudia Jordan, and even Kim Porter. So here's what people are saying. Cathy White was a beautiful young woman who passed away suddenly back in 2011. At the time, they said she died from a brain aneurysm. But now, rumours are flying that her death might not have been so natural after all. Some folks believe Jay-Z may have had something to do with it. And things are heating up because new details are starting to come out. You're probably wondering, why Jay-Z? What does he have to do with Cathy? Well, according to multiple sources, Cathy and Jay-Z were having a secret relationship for a long time, even before he married Beyoncé. That alone would make things messy, but it gets even more dramatic. Cathy died just 2 days after Beyoncé announced she was pregnant with Blue Ivy, and that timing has made people very suspicious. Now, here's where Claudia Jordan comes in. Claudia is a TV host and model, and she used to be friends with Cathy. When people online started talking about the Jay-Z rumours and Cathy's death, Claudia jumped in to shut it down. She told everyone that she barely knew Cathy and that the whole story was made up by a jealous ex-boyfriend who wanted to ruin her image. She even said Cathy had a boyfriend named Malcolm at the time of her death, not Jay-Z. But here's the thing, people are not buying it. Photos have come out showing Claudia and Cathy together at fancy parties, and even hanging out at the same table as Jay-Z and Diddy in Las Vegas. So now people think Claudia might not be telling the whole truth. In fact, the rumors say Jay-Z may have paid Claudia Jordan to lie and cover up what really happened between him and Cathy. Even crazier, people are saying Claudia might be blackmailing Jay-Z right now. They say she's threatening to reveal what she knows unless he gives her more money. Word on the street is that she's starting to feel like talking. Some even say she's planning to sing like a bird and expose everything, maybe even what was on Cathy's autopsy report that nobody's seen yet. And if that wasn't enough drama, now some people are saying Claudia was scared for her life. Apparently, she was threatened because of what she knows about Cathy's death. There was even a situation that was explained to the public as just a drunken accident. But some sources believe it was actually a warning. Oh, and hold on, this story isn't just about Claudia and Jay-Z. There's also talk that Kim Porter, who sadly passed away too, knew about Cathy's death, and even wrote some things down about it. More people are pointing to some real photo evidence and a reporter who tried to blow the story wide open years ago. So here's what went down. People started looking closer at pictures of Claudia Jordan and Cathy White. And guess what? The photos tell a different story than what Claudia said. Even though Claudia keeps saying they weren't close, the pictures show them hanging out and partying together. One of the biggest moments was in Las Vegas at Town nightclub in 2010. Claudia, Cathy, Jay-Z and Diddy were all at the same table. The reason they were there? To watch a boxing match between Floyd Mayweather and Juan Manuel Marquez. Sounds like a fun night, right? But this is where things get sketchy. Sources say that before they went out that night, Jay-Z allegedly bought Cathy a pair of $2,500 Louis Vuitton shoes just for the event. He even told her to bring friends along so it wouldn't look like he and Cathy were together. Some folks think this was his way of keeping things quiet in public. That same night, they all went gambling at the Bellagio Casino, and once again, Jay-Z allegedly asked Claudia and the other girls to come along to help hide the fact that he and Cathy were a thing. But then, not long after that, everything changed. Cathy White suddenly died. This all happened just 2 weeks after a big tabloid contacted Cathy and asked her about her relationship with Jay-Z. One of the reporters working on the story was Liz Crokin, and she's told her side of what happened. Liz said she got Cathy on the phone, and at first, Cathy denied everything. She said she never met Jay-Z and never had anything to do with him. But Liz wasn't buying it. She had already seen photos of Cathy with Jay-Z and Diddy at the club, so she called Cathy back and showed her the proof. That's when Cathy changed her tone. She told Liz that she might be willing to go public with the truth, but she wanted to be paid for her story. Then something really strange happened. Just 48 hours after Beyoncé's pregnancy announcement, Cathy White was gone. Her cause of death was said to be a brain aneurysm, but people didn't believe it. Liz tried to call Cathy back after hearing nothing, and when she finally got in touch with one of Cathy's co-workers, they told her the shocking news. Cathy had passed away. Liz said she was heartbroken and super suspicious. She was working on a story that could have been huge, and suddenly her source was gone. Even worse, she said her boss didn't want her to keep digging. Liz felt like she was being blocked from looking into what really happened to Cathy. And this brings us to something really fishy: the timing. Cathy had just told Jay-Z she was thinking about telling the tabloid about their affair. Then, just days later, she was dead. The announcement about Beyoncé's pregnancy had just dropped too. Everything lined up too perfectly, and people started saying it was just too convenient. To make things more intense, Liz wasn't the only one suspicious. Other sources also believed Jay-Z had something to do with it, and they said he had major connections, even with law enforcement and coroners. Some people claimed that corrupt officials in New York could be paid off to cover up suspicious deaths. They said these people could take a murder and label it as a natural death for the right price. And now, we're learning that a NYPD detective had questions too. Right after Cathy died, a 911 call came from her apartment in Manhattan. The ambulance took her to Beth Israel Hospital, where she passed away. But the detective said that it was way too early to say she had an aneurysm. They were supposed to do an autopsy and a toxicology report, but the final results never came out. It's like the whole thing just disappeared. So now people are wondering, was someone trying to cover it all up? Did Cathy really die naturally, or was this part of something much bigger? Let's keep this story going because things are getting even messier. By now, you already know that Cathy White's sudden death has raised a lot of questions. And one of the biggest questions people are asking now is, what does Claudia Jordan really know? Well, there's a crazy blind item that was posted on a website called Crazy Days and Nights. It talked about an A-list model and TV host who had a friend that died under mysterious circumstances. The post said this host has always kept quiet about what happened, but over time, she started to believe that her super famous rapper friend had something to do with her friend's death. When the names behind the blind item were revealed, people were shook. The host was Claudia Jordan, the rapper was Jay-Z, and the friend was Cathy White. That made everyone wonder, Why did Claudia stay silent all these years? And why does she keep defending Jay-Z in interviews and online? People are saying Claudia might have been paid to protect Jay-Z's image. Because let's be honest, Claudia didn't just respond once. She has talked about this over and over again. And every time she makes it sound like nothing ever happened and that the rumors are all lies. But it gets even more suspicious. Claudia told people that she and Cathy weren't that close and that they only hung out for a few months. But in one interview, she admitted that she and Cathy were still talking just 2 weeks before Cathy died. And the call Cathy made to Claudia was about the same blog that had been spreading the Jay-Z affair story. If Cathy was reaching out about that blog again, was she maybe trying to warn Claudia about something? And here's where it goes full-on conspiracy. Some people online have started saying that Claudia was at Cathy's apartment right after the 911 call. Yep, you heard that right. There are rumors that Claudia may have helped clean up the scene. Nothing has been confirmed, but the streets are talking. It also didn't help when pictures of Claudia looking extra cozy with Diddy started popping up online. People started wondering if Diddy was also involved in some way, or if he was helping Claudia keep the story under wraps. And since Kim Porter's name was already brought up before, remember she also passed away mysteriously, people started putting all these puzzle pieces together. Now sources are whispering that Claudia may be ready to finally speak out, and not just with more interviews. People are saying she has access to Cathy's real autopsy report, the one that was never released. The one that could finally answer the question everyone's been asking. What really happened to Cathy White? But here's the kicker. If Claudia does have that information, what's stopping her from revealing it? Is it fear? Is it money? Is someone out there still trying to silence her? And if Claudia really does decide to tell the truth, what happens next? Stay glued, like, share, and subscribe for more juicy celebrity news.